Coming up on SUTV News, we'll give you an overview of Elizabeth Smart's speech.
And how a few students were late to class due to an elevator mishap. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Trayson Lyon.
And I'm Sophie Reese. From Monday to Wednesday this week, the I Emphasize organization is presenting their Apathy Effect exhibit in the Student Center Ballroom. The exhibit includes a variety of short films and spotlighted panels showcasing some of the horrors of human trafficking across the globe. The exhibit provides personal survival stories from victims and aims to put a spotlight on the apathy that many individuals show these issues. While the exhibit can be explored individually, the organization also allows for a guided tour, which involves a more interactive experience with each presentation. Some of the guided tour benefits include exercises in empathy, reflection on the stories told, and a debrief that guides the participants into how they are all welcome. Oh my God, please stop.
Elizabeth Smart, the former victim of one of the most famous kidnappings in recent U.S. history, spoke to a crowded America First Event Center last week. Smart came as part of the Iron County School District's Counselor Appreciation Week to help people who have experienced sexual violence. Smart reflected on her own experience when she was abducted in 2002 by two people claiming to be sent from God. The two proceeded to rape and manipulate her for the next 9 months. She was found walking the streets of Sandy, Utah in early 2003. Smart ended her speech with a question and answer session as well as signed copies of her book before leaving town.
This past week, Southern Utah University was host to the Community Engagement Center's Bread and Soup Night. Our reporter Jeff Mullins has more on the event.
It is the first Monday of the month, and you know what that means. Another Bread and Soup Night here at SUU. Bread and Soup Night is a monthly tradition held by the Community Engagement Center. It is designed to bring the community together along with raising donations for the Hope Pantry and raising awareness of food insecurity.
We know that close to 30% of SUU students identify as struggling to have enough food to eat, and that's critical. You can't do well at school if you don't have enough to eat.
The event features, you guessed it, bread and soup, served by volunteers to the attendees, along with other refreshments.
It's good to get some cheap food, but then it's also good at the same time to donate food. It really does help out in the Hope Pantry.
But that's not all, as guests are treated to dinner and a show, with live entertainment provided by a variety of performers. The cost of entry is only $1 with donation of a non-perishable food item, and it isn't just open to students, as all members of the community are invited to join in on the festivities.
The SUU community relationship is a strong one, and I think Bread and Soup Night is part of that, and community appreciate the opportunity to come and get an inexpensive meal and at the same time support a good cause.
Every life that we can change makes a difference, and any student that we can help to achieve their potential and be greater is worth it to me.
Well, as you can see, Bread and Soup Night has been a great success this month. Be sure to check it out next month, March 4th, for a lip sync contest. For SUTV News, I'm Jeff Mullins.
A small cohort of students had a slight delay Wednesday, February 6th, when the elevator in the Science Center on campus broke down. Our reporter Race Knutson has the exclusive story.
This is going on the news. A group of students leaving their media writing class on the 3rd floor of the Science Center were expecting a regular elevator ride to the ground level. However, as 8 classmates and communication professor Hayden Coombs entered the elevator, they would get a spontaneous opportunity to become much closer over the next half hour. The elevator descended but halted suddenly halfway between the 2nd and 1st floors. At first, the group jokingly mocked the situation, referencing sitcoms or horror movie scenarios, but it quickly became apparent that the elevator was indeed stuck.
I mean, worst case scenario, we don't get to make it to our next classes, but my next class is until 11. I don't want to be here
Mine's
for
in 4 minutes.
I wasn't
another
planning on my
hour.
next class anyway.
Worst case, I mean, I don't know. I could be in my office by myself grading all of your papers. That sounds pretty terrible.
Okay, no.
Fortunately, it was not a random stranger situation, as all 9 individuals were familiar with each other, having other classes together, though they would become more familiar in the cramped quarters, as it took about 15 minutes for the emergency call to get through to campus authorities, and another 15 minutes before the group was finally freed. Maintenance had to restart the system in order to finally pry the doors open. The inconvenience did not cause much grief, as most students seemed to keep a jovial mood, able to see the humor in the situation.
Things on the situation.
I hate everything.
The incident was not injury-free, however, as communication major and reporter Race Knutson cut his finger while attempting to locate a potential ceiling exit. The cause of the malfunction is still unknown, as the occupants had not exceeded the maximum weight capacity. Calmer heads seemed to prevail, as the students were able to de-escalate the situation. For SUTV News, I'm Race Knutson.
So that's crazy. You were in the elevator, right?
Yeah, there was about like 10 or 11 of us
Wow.
there. It was quite the exciting time.
Yeah. What class was that?
It was writing for media audiences with
Okay.
Hayden Coombs.
Wow. Were you late for any classes because
I was
of
like
it,
15
or?
minutes late for my biology class, but it was cool. They were just lecturing, so I
Yeah.
got some notes from a friend, but
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. So.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, coming up, how graphic design students are celebrating Valentine's Day.
And the eSports Club first ever Super Smash Bros. Tournament. Stay tuned.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
For 3 months, I was being treated for high blood pressure and migraines, which were actually the symptoms. The cause was kidney disease. If you were a member of one of those high-risk groups, I would have your kidney function checked. Early detection can prevent further kidney damage. It was amazing even to my doctor how much diet impacted my personal disease. The power to reduce risk for kidney disease is in your hands. I just feel that my whole life has come back to me.
The SU Esports Club officially hosted their first ever Super Smash Bros. Tournament on Monday, February 4th. The 3-hour tournament was held in the Shawan Student Center living room and had nearly 60 participants and 100 attendees. The tournament was sponsored by TESPA, an independent organization that supports college esports groups by providing them with prizes and advertising. First, second, and third place went to Christopher Jocolido, second St. George local Joseph Shaver, and Zach Adams, respectively.
The Super Bowl is an event that brings people together. Everyone has their own kind of party. We all come together to watch the big football game. This year, it was the Rams against the Patriots. Each party consists of food and friends. The most frequent food you'll find are wings with chips and dip. But don't forget about the more festive foods like cookies and jalapeno poppers. The game ended with Patriots winning 13-3 over the Rams, leaving most fans bored and wanting more.
Looking to hire a new comm professor, and our reporter Robin Nelson has the story.
The SUU Comm Department is looking to hire a new professor. Applicants are coming in and teaching a class where students and other communication professors are present. Sung-Soo Kim taught in a crisis communication class Monday, February 4th. Sung-Soo Kim studied at the University of Georgia and looks forward to the possibility of teaching here at SUU.
Department of Communication has many facilities and programs for students to be ready as a profession and to enhance their abilities and skills applicable to its workplace. In these cases, I believe my teaching philosophy could be realized in this program.
Our reporter Bradley Turner is in the rotunda to ask the Graphic Design Club how they are preparing for Valentine's Day.
Okay, so today we are here at the Student Center hallway, I'd like to say, and today we are with
Ronnie. My name's Ronnie.
Ronnie. How do you spell that?
Raunie.
All right, so we're here with Ronnie, and she is running one of these booths. And so I just want to know kind of like what you're doing, what you're promoting, and kind of like why you're doing it right now.
Okay.
Or I'm just going to hold
You're going to hold that? Okay. We are doing a Valentine's Day card sale for the SUU Graphic Design Club. And it's a fundraiser for one of our trips that we're trying to go on. We are going down to Las Vegas and kind of visiting different studios. And for that, a lot of the graphic design students have come up with little Valentine's card designs that are both funny and heartfelt. And that's about it. That's why we're out here.
Cool, thank you. That's really interesting. I hope the Art Club can raise enough funds to be able to go to Vegas. That sounds entertaining. Thank you for joining us. SUTVNews, this is Bradley.
Well, that sounds like it was quite the exciting time. But what are your plans for Valentine's Day?
So for Valentine's Day itself, not much so far, but I am going to do on Galentine's Day, the day before Valentine's, I'm going to a concert with all my roommates.
So cool.
Yeah, so we're going down to Phoenix, going to go see Casey Musgraves. He just won a bunch of Grammys. So
that's awesome.
What about you? What are you doing?
I think I'm just going to have some friends together, maybe eat some food, watch a movie. But during the day, do you know what we have going on?
We have our other news show. It's not news, it's fun
The
stuff.
other show, yeah.
It's on Thursday. It's at 4 o'clock.
Valentine's theme, so that'll be great.
Yeah.
But now to Zach with the weather.
Coming up, I'll let you guys know how the week looks. Other than that, just stay tuned for that.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Listen up. Each year, hundreds of promising research studies go unfunded for breast cancer, for lung cancer, every cancer. The American Cancer Society has been behind nearly every breakthrough in recent history. But there's still more work to do. So let's make sure that no research is silenced. Let's make noise. Let's make noise. Yeah. And let's finish the fight.
Welcome back to SUTV. I'm Zach Adams, here with the weather. Currently, right now, though, it's very cold outside. It's snowing. Like, it's not snowing, but it's been snowing. Yesterday was a big snowstorm. It was crazy. Got real cold. Got trapped in my driveway. Wasn't able to go to class. That's what I'm going to say. But anyway, for today, the weather right now is 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy. Still nice. Still good. Other than that, 0% precipitation. Humidity's at a 49, which means it's basically a sauna out there. Wind is about 12 miles per hour, so you know what that means. That's probably a good day to fly off a kite. Next up in Salt Lake City, it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cloudy. Moab's looking very good, nice and sunny, a lot of sun, a lot of fun. 46 degrees down there. In St. George, at the warmest out of all of them, is going to be 52, still cloudy, a little bit of sun, but it's still nice, regardless of that. Anyway, for today, though, as you can see, it's partly cloudy still. 38 degrees Fahrenheit is the high, with the 26 at the low. Wednesday, tomorrow, it's going to be like a thunderstorm. Don't mind that says sunny. It's not going to be sunny. 41 degrees Fahrenheit is the high. 34 as a low. Again, Thursday, it's going to be stormy. It's going to be fun. Mostly cloudy, a little bit of sun. You know, it's going to still get that little raindrop, raindrop. 40 degrees Fahrenheit is the high, 32 at the low. But other than that, that's all I got for you guys. Back to you at the desk.
Sounds like we're at least going to have some time to let the snow melt a little bit.
Yeah.
Warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Right before it all comes back, though. It's been doing that just
Like
for the
weekly,
past few weeks.
yeah.
Just dumping and then it immediately melts.
And
then
then
my
it
class
refreezes.
is canceled.
I know.
It's just bad weather, and then I don't even benefit from it.
And
I
it's
don't
just cold.
ski. Yeah, and it's just
You kind of
cold and
ice skate across the
miserable.
campus, though.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, that's kind of nice. You just kind of like get to class quick.
Yeah.
Thanks for the weather update, Zach.
And here's a quick look at what's coming up next in sports.
Coming up on SUTV Sports, we got some basketball. Do not go anywhere.
Toxic chemicals and carcinogens are leaching into the environment. It's happening right where we live, work, and play. Everywhere. Cigarette butts are toxic waste. Let's stop the toxic litter. Learn more at rethinkbutts.org.
I'm hungry. I can't see the board.
Good morning, class. Everyone ready to learn today?
Of course they aren't ready. Across America, health barriers keep millions of disadvantaged school children from learning. Children's Health Fund is working to remove those barriers. But to really change the odds for these kids, we need your help. To find out how you can give every child a chance to be healthy and ready to learn, visit childrenshealthfund.org today.
Life is made of moments. Family. A drunk driver could take it all away. Keep your family safe on the road, because after all, nothing is more beautiful. Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Keep your family safe.
Welcome back to SUTV Sports. My name is Marquise Gross, and I am your host. Coming off a win in Moscow, Idaho, the Thunderbirds were looking to start another win streak as they hosted 2 games last week. The first against the Weber State Wildcats and the other against the Idaho State Bengals. On Thursday against the Wildcats, SUU never trailed as they soundly beat their northern rival 65-53. The Wildcats were able to outlead to 5 with just under 2 minutes remaining, but SUU went on a 9-2 to close out the game. Harrison Butler started for the T-Birds as he was able to pick up another double-double on the year with 19 points and 13 rebounds. Mason Fawcett was also huge for the T-Birds coming off of the bench. Despite only scoring 5 points, Fawcett grabbed 9 rebounds, 6 of which were on the offensive end. The win gave SUU their first sweep over Weber State since the 2014-15 season. After the game, head coach Todd talked about just how big of a win it was for his team.
Yeah, obviously a huge win for the program. You know, Weber being for so many years kind of the class of the Big Sky, in-state rivalry, the whole deal to kind of get that in-state sweep was extra sweet for our guys, and just the nature of being able to hang our hat on the defensive end, which is something that we've been really emphasizing. And I thought that tonight that really showed. I love winning the games as grimy as we can, getting the offensive rebounds and.
The T-Birds then hosted Idaho State on Saturday, looking for revenge from their 20-point loss last month. SUU jumped to an early 11-4 lead to start the game, but the Bengals clawed their way back into it. They were able to take the lead and took the first lead with 9 minutes left. They would continue to lead until Dre Marion hit a shot before the halftime buzzer to tie the game at 42. The game got a little chippy when Jamie and Cameron O'Leilton were assessed with technical fouls, but the Thunderbirds will grab a 5-point lead within 7 minutes remaining in the game. The Bengals clawed back into the game again and led 68-66 with 3 minutes left. From there, SUU will go on a 12-4 run to end the game and come out with a 78-72 victory. After the game, Marin talked about the technical fouls.
That's when we rally together for real. Like, whenever stuff gets chippy like that, that's when we come together, and that's that brotherhood like we always talk about. We always got each other back. And I knew at that point that we were going to win the game.
SUU's win over the Wildcats on Thursday wasn't the only big news for the school. After the show, ESPN found out one fan in the student selection. With the show reaching over 3 million views that night, it was only fitting it was a big night for the Big Thunder as he exploded the SUU social media scene.
But first, the best thing I saw today. And this is something, I was looking ahead to this, Leaves. There you go. Now see, it's the best thing I saw today, not best thing I've seen all day. It's different. That's Big Thunder, obviously. And that's Weber State in southern Utah. And southern Utah with the help of Big Thunder. And a guy, it's obviously best thing I saw.
That's not you.
Today, not me. Southern Utah by 12.
Berkey.
We got one more thing on this, I'm told?
Whoa.
Oh, Big Thunder on the tuba.
Sure. He's inside of that?
It would appear.
The newly founded Alliance of the American Football kicked off its first season this past weekend with Salt Lake's own team, the Stallions, heading against the Arizona Hotshots Sunday afternoon. Unfortunately for Stallion fans, Arizona started off with a strong and easy pitch and catch from quarterback John Wolford to tight end Jared Christian. The Stallions later answered with a touchdown from running back Matt Asiata, tying the game at 8 halfway through the second quarter. However, seconds before quarterback Josh Woodrum could connect for the Stallions' second touchdown, he injured his left hamstring and was replaced with Matt Lynon for the second half, who scored their one and only remaining touchdown for the rest of the game. The Hotshots beat the Stallions 38-22 and will continue on next week to play the Memphis Express, while the Stallions face off against the Birmingham Iron. For SUTV Sports, I'm Marquise Gross. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, it's kind of cool that Big Thunder got on ESPN. Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it wasn't just that he got on. He was the first thing they showed in his show.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's pretty big news. He was on there, and they showed when he was playing the sousaphone, or what was it?
Tuba.
Tuba.
Yeah.
Tuba? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So congrats, Big Thunder.
But thanks for the update, Marquise. Next, our reporter Maddie Carter will update you on campus happenings.
And our national news reporter Amanda Walton will let you know what's happening around the world.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Suicide touches the lives of many Americans. You may know someone who's attempted suicide or someone who died from it. Perhaps even you have had thoughts of suicide. For every American who dies from suicide, many others attempt it, and even more may consider taking their own life. I need your help. Please call the number on your screen to learn how you can help prevent suicide.
We are currently in our third week of school, and our reporter Maddie Cotter is live on campus with more information on what's going on.
Hi guys, so it is Valentine's Day week, so there's a lot of stuff on campus going on themed around love and all of that. The Southern Utah Museum of Art is holding a date night on Valentine's Day. It's $20 per couple, and they're going to have dancing and performance and food, so that'll be really fun. That is kind of all for this week. But back to you guys at the desk.
In social media this past week, the Grammys have been the biggest topic. The music awards show aired Sunday night and proved to be a much more progressive production compared to last year, with women winning in some of the most significant categories. Casey Musgraves took home every award she was nominated for, including Album of the Year, being the first country album in 9 years to win the award. Childish Gambino also made strides by winning not only Song of the Year, but Record of the Year. Notable stars like Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj were not in attendance due to conflict with one of the show's producers. Speaking of Ariana Grande, the singer dropped her latest album last week, Thank You Next. The album has 12 songs, including her latest single, Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored, which has created many posts and memes dedicated to the title. This album comes just 5.5 months after releasing her last record, Sweetener. The artist plans to tour this year with both albums on the set list.
Sometimes we all need a break from stressful news. Our reporter Amanda Walton has found a few uplifting stories from around the world, hopefully brightening your day. Here's the happiness of the world in a minute.
A remote island town in Russia is facing a massive invasion of polar bears. That's according to Russian state news agency TASS. Residents of a settlement in Novaya Zemlya have reported over 50 bear sightings, which is a lot for a town of 2,500 people. Polar bears are an endangered species, so it's illegal for residents to shoot them, but environmental authorities have dispatched a team of specialists to try and relocate the uninvited guests.
KCCI first met Mark 5 years ago. We were impressed as he braved the bitter cold to train for a marathon then. But this latest challenge is by far the most impressive.
I don't really know what time zone I'm in.
He traveled from Antarctica to South Africa, then Australia, Dubai, Spain, Chile, ending his last marathon in Miami, Florida. The entire time, Mark raised money for a cause he says affects people in all countries. Homelessness.
On the verge of dialysis, Jeremy needed a new kidney. None of his family members qualified to help.
It was like, okay, who could possibly donate for me?
So he brought pamphlets into work. Carrie read through them, finding yet another similarity between the two.
I was like, oh, well, what's your blood type? And he said A positive, and I was like, oh, that's mine.
So Carrie filled out the forms, and months of testing followed, finding out in January she could be Jeremy's donor.
I was shocked that somebody actually stepped in like Carrie.
A selfless act to help save a life. A perfect match brought together by Target and fate.
Oh, that's actually a really cool story. That, like, she was able to help the guy and donate a kidney to her coworker. Like, that's really selfless.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's really cool. Like, did you see that she said that, like, they took months, and she's like, oh, we're just the same blood type, maybe we'll match. And then months later, they just figured out, and she just donated her kidney. Oh, that's pretty cool. And the guy running marathons across the world, I've never even run one or any races.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, running's not my strong point.
No, exercise is not my strong point. But
other than that, though, I can't believe Weber, SU beat Weber. That's kind of crazy,
it's good, yeah. And there was
I can believe it.
Long rivalry, though. Long rivalry.
Thunderbirds.
Go
Till the
T-Birds.
day I die. True T-Bird.
Got it. Oh, yeah. Beating out Weber every time.
True.
Basically.
See that new league they started for football?
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
The AAF, right?
Yeah. It was...
Salt Lake Stallions, you know.
Got to represent, hopefully.
If you need somebody, let me know. I can heal up.
Just saying.
Thank you.
If you need a cheerleader, let me know. That's what I got.
way to represent there, Zach. You know.
I try.
Just get your resume out there for others to see. Yeah.
They probably need some actual workouts. You know, cheerleaders are actually pretty strong.
Oh, yeah.
See how you just be lifted, just one hand.
That stuff's easy.
I struggle with that, you know.
That is not easy. Well.
Yeah, well, thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Sophie Reese.
I'm Zach Adams.
I am Marquise Gross.
And I'm Tristan Lyon. Tune in Thursday for our Valentine's Day themed Other Show.